So now we're going to go into this main program, which is this JS file. So basically this part is of three parts. The first part is about this global settings. The second part is the asynchronized running of the project, the main project, the main function or the modules. Okay, and then the third is are the individual models that is going to support the main module. Okay, so these are the three things. So the first part is can be further divided by subsections. The first section is for loading the package. For example, we're going to need this JS DOM and jQuery. Basically, these two are to define the DOMs from the strings, XML strings. Okay, so after changing that to the DOM objects, we can easily find the tag, define the tag, find the property or attributes of the tag or whatever. We can easily inject like adding or appending components, into this DOM. And finally, we can export the DOM into a string, which is an XML file, and save that into the V7 file. Okay, so this is one part. The other is the thing called a domain zip. This is basically to read and write files and data from the zip file. Okay, so basically that's what we need. So this is the first section, which is to load the package. The second is to set the source and target path and the file names. So the first file is to set the source EGP file's path. So in this case, it is under this data in, and it is here, and this is the file name. So I'm going to put that separately so that later I can assemble that and just to keep it more flexible. All right, so the path and file for the source EGP file, which is a version 8 file, right? And then the target path. The target path is that, as I said, that later I'm gonna use that to output real project files. So I want to keep it confidential, so I'm not gonna put it here. Instead, I'm gonna put in this do not git folder. And I don't have to specify the target file name because the program is gonna automatically based on this file name and put a suffix called 2 version 7. It's gonna put it like that. All right, so this is the second section, which is to set the path and file names for the source and the target file. All right, so the third section here is to make instances from the zip. And the first time I'm gonna read the source file into a zip object. Okay, and the second is that I'm gonna create a new zip object for the target, the converted EGP components. All right, so it is very important that these settings should be outside this async part so that it becomes global and can be used by any of the modules or sub-modules within this async running wrap. All right, so now within this async wrap, we're going to have only one a single module, which is called convert EGP version 8 to version 7, and this one is going to call the modules listed below. Okay, and that's the only one that will be stated here. So actually I have a second option, which is to create a version 7 file. This time it's not from an existing version 8 EGP, but to manually define the input and then to make it manually. So it is also available here. This is when I was doing this testing for adding different components like a add task or shortcut, whatever. I used this part. It's still there, but I'm not going to talk about that. I'm going to focus on this one, which is to convert an existing version 8 to version 7. I'm going to use the D3 tree view to illustrate the process and the flow of how the program runs. That will be in the next video.